Welcome back to the channel. We're doing well. Got a 2000 watt inverter by RENOGY. I'm going to take a look at it, open it together, and we'll see whether it's any good. So I bought this out of my own money. So just so you know, it's just turned up through the post. Got it from Amazon. I'll put the price up how much I paid. Now this is a pure sine wave inverter. So let me just get out the box first. So that's what it comes in, double boxed. It's really thick cardboard, so it's all good packaging. Okay, it's absolutely boiling today, so trying to get this done, and then won't get it fitted. There's different versions of this. I think there's 1,000, 2 and a 3, and then you jump up to like more like ones you'd get fitted by a company, like a full house setup where the inverters are all maybe building together. I didn't want that. This is all stuff which I've done myself. I do have an inverter already on, and it's a 1400 watt, so it's a bit smaller than this. I went for the 2000 because I thought if I built a little bit of headroom in, it would make it a bit easier for me. That's what's in the box. So you get an instruction. We'll get everything out. What, some cards, stickers, a plug with a kettle type plug. I forgot the name of them, as you know the ones I mean. Because this one can be used as a UPS in a way, and I'll have a look at that feature. So let me just get this out. Cables, stuff. And that's everything out of the box. Okay, so we'll put that there. We'll come back. So we get everything's packaged up good. You get a remote switch, which is just plugs into the unit like a phone connector. I forgot what that one's called, RS232 or something like that. But anyway, you get that. I won't actually be using this because it's going to be right next to the batteries, and it'd just be pointless. I mean, the only good thing about it is it would save you your switch if this switch ever broke, because these are not the best switches in the world. But anyway, it's for a camper van, somewhere where you want to put this out the road and then have this remote. But it's there anyway. So you get that, which is nice. I wish it came with a little monitor instead of this, or even the option to have this, the monitor and that, which I've never seen. Some cables. So these cables look like 4 gauge or something, but don't look. There's 2 of them, so they're going to double them up. Which, fair enough. It says 100 amp on there. I'm never going to pull more than that anyway. I mean, the reason I bought this is because the one I've got works perfect, but it's a modified sine wave and I want a pure sine wave. And my fridge, everything else in the house works okay. My main TV, I get a little buzz, a little hum, and that's because it's not a pure sine wave. But my fridge, sometimes it starts up okay, but that buzzes a bit. So that's the only 2 things what do that. But apart from that, me modified sine wave one, I've had that for about 8 years and it works great. I am going to use that one still as something for drills power tools, things like that, charging up other things of 240. But for sensitive things, I'm going to use this. I suppose I have a 4000 watt surge. But yeah, so it comes with 2 sets of these, and they're about 2 foot long, or just short of 2 foot long or something. I'm not going to measure them, but yeah, as long as my arm there. So you're going to have to double these up, I'm afraid, if you're going to pull more than 100 amps, which you can do. My battery system can pull 250 amps continuous. So you're gonna. I don't really like that. I prefer them if they were like linked in, and because I've got to mount these on top of each other, and you're doing this type of thing, which looks a bit. But anyway, it's alright. Copper terminals look okay. They're the wrong size for my other. Yeah, I'll show you that when I go down. I might not be able to use these. I might have to cut these off and put the terminals on, or drill them out, because I've made my own bus bars and they're thicker than that. Anyway, it comes with them. I don't know what quality it is, I can't see, but the feel. I think the multi-strand. I don't know whether I just don't know, so it doesn't show you. You'd have to cut it off and have a look. We'll see what happens. One side's okay to go here, but the other side I'll probably have to drill that out. Anyway, you get them. Put them there. You get the kettle plug, 2 meters. You get the switch. You get some RENOGY stickers. Yeah, the window sticker things. A warranty card. Register online. You can also get an app. I've got RENOGY solar panels, but I don't have any hardware like this. Just the solar panels, which is hardware. There's a QR code on the back. That's cool. Instruction. It's red out here. I've got a little fan blowing on me because it's absolutely melting hot. It's that hot. I just can't think. So the instructions. Tell you to keep the all clear. Tell you to keep the area like around it. Don't box it into a cupboard, into a drawer. Have airflow, and there's pictures there to say have some distance, which is nice. Okay. Tells you do's and don'ts. Don't mix the polarity up. And then package contents. Tells you what all the switches and all the plugs do. Ground. I have a grounding outside. I have a big copper earthen rod goes down, and everything goes to that, including all my panels and all my equipment, which is nice. It says put a fuse in it. Now I don't have a fuse. I've got it. I know I'm going to put one in. I just didn't get one. I did, but I've used them on my other ones. 150 amp fuse. I'm going to get a 200 amp fuse. Depends on what wire that is. That's 100. Yeah, it could be 200 amp fuse because they're 100 each. It says. So you want your fuse to fill, not these. You want them to get warm and hot, but not blow the fuse. But then again, you want them to blow rather than these burn and melt and stuff. So I need to get a fuse, and the reason why I didn't get a fuse because I couldn't get the one I wanted. I wanted the same. I didn't want different fuses, different holders. I'm trying to keep everything looking the same. I even I bought a battery isolating switch, and then I thought that's a good one, so I bought another one, exactly the same company. I said just buy again from Amazon, and it's it looks the same, but the sticker when you turn the battery on and off is upside down. I'll show you that. The arrow's upside down. Not like I couldn't take the sticker off and move the sticker. The physical arrow has been made. Why the hell? China. Oh, China. Anyway, that's the instruction booklet. Read that, have a look at it. This is the unit. Comes nicely protected. It looks pretty cool. Look at that. Well, look at them colours. I love them colours. They remind me of Russian jet fighters. All Russian jet fighters are painted this same green. So I haven't got me. I'll measure later, dimensions wise. Well, you can find the dimensions. You can see it's a bit of a beast. The one I'm using is probably that big. That's a 1500 watts, just a little bit more. Yeah, that's what she looks like. All metal, aluminium heatsink all the way around, metal bottom. Some information on the bottom. The metal backing plate, some plastic mounting jobbies. Says on here, pure sine wave, 2000 watts, 11 to 16 volts input. Transfer switch rating 15 or 16 amps, 230 to 230 volts, 50 hertz. Model number, and that's it really. You can see in through that grill, so you can see there's some decent sized transformers in there. It's nice to get something with a big heatsink. What I normally do is have something like this, not this but computer fans, also mounted, so when it comes on it just keeps blowing across. If there's two, it might be blowing down the middle, but that I think is the key to keeping things alive and lasting. So that's what it looks like there, if you can see. Try to get the light right. So you've got two sockets. I can't see myself. So you've got two sockets upside down, so the cables run up. You've got a three-way switch, green light, red light. That's the terminal for your switch, your remote, and then this is going to be your bypass, so you can have it running, and then I think that's what it's for. So this would go, the mains would go in, and the bypass, and you can use this, but not using your batteries, I saw. And then when you switch it on, it switches that off and uses that, I think. But I'll have to look at that. I'm almost certain. And then at the back you've got two nice big fans. Yeah, two nice big fans protected, and terminal blocks, an earthen point, plus minus, and this is metal as well, which is nice. It looks like decent quality. RENOGY pure sine wave inverter with transfer switch. Yeah, so if you're on like in a caravan or something like that, motorhome, and you can plug into the mains from outside, short, and then it'll bypass. I don't want to do it automatically. I assume it's got to do it automatically, and then when you normally, it'll switch over to this if you're not on the mains, I think. But yeah, I love the look of it. It looks great. What we're going to do now is I'm going to get it mounted, and then I'm going to do some tests, because I've got some, I'll show you them. I do have some battery banks which have got pure sine wave, and I think the maximum is 600 watts pure sine wave what they're giving out, half a kilowatt of battery capacity, and they work great. And what I was going to do is I'm going to use one to power my fridge, but that wouldn't even start my fridge up. Now when the fridge is running, it's only using about 200 watts, anywhere from 200 to 300 watts, but when it first kicks in it's probably using 600 700, so it's not quite enough for that battery bank, where this should be ample to kick it over. It does use a draw if you're not using it, so you want to turn it off, and that's when the remote would be really handy. So if you wanted to like leave it connected but you're not using it, you can just say, well, I'm not using it, I need it now. Because what I'm doing is with mine's not getting used as the appliance. In fact, I prefer it if it only had one socket. I know it's got two. And mine's coming out and it's going back to the consumer unit from the fuses there, so it's backfeeding through a solar transfer switch. So what I might do is I might wire two plugs up into one, and then I plug this one in to the one, so you've got like a split a little bit. What doesn't really matter, but instead of having, say you were pulling 2000, instead of pulling the full amp through one, it would split it. But I'm not sure. I mean, I take it if I had a look inside, these would be all linked to the same anyway. So I might do that, but I would prefer it because I've seen one and it didn't have this socket on. You know that that's input, don't you? If you don't know, that's got to be input, can't be anything else. It'd be super dangerous if that was an output, because then you can get electric shock. I still wouldn't do that because you might get capacitors and also, but that really, it's got to go in. If it's the other way around, see how we can't touch the terminals, that's out. Then just so in case you didn't know. Right guys, yeah, so we'll go down. I've got to find a space to fit it. I might have to move a few things, and then we'll do a bit of testing, and I'll see whether it is a pure site. Well, it is, but I'll put the multimeter on it, sorry, the oscilloscope on. See what we're going to get. So we'll go from there, so we're back shortly. Right guys, so as you can see, all fitted. This is the next day, so I had to mess about and do a few little things. I'm not going to talk about my system. I'll do that in another video, do a walkthrough of what I've done. Just a quick look. Power comes in over there. I'm just holding the tripod because I need to point it down. I've got a few things to talk about and some new batteries and things. But this is about the inverter. A bit closer so you can see. Okay, hopefully that's okay. Let me just focus. Right, so I hummed and hawed whether to put it down here or over this side. That's the other inverter I'm using, which is a 1500 watt, and I've been using that one. I've been using that one for 7-8 years. The reason I bought this one, because people think, well, that's powerful enough, which it is. I would have been happy with 1000 watt, but I thought, what's the point, you might as well get a bigger one. I didn't want a 3000 watt, I think it was too much. This one is a modified sine wave, obviously that's pure, so that's the reason why. I'm going to still use this one. Everything works in the house with this one, just means that my fridge, which is a bit sensitive to square wave, it can need it buzzing a bit and I didn't like it. Also my TV on the wall, that buzzes a little bit, so I didn't like that. So that was the whole reason why I wanted this, but this one was doing everything I needed to. Started everything up. The only thing these are not, well in my opinion, is one a 3000 watt if you want to run a kettle, fridge, microwave, things like that. But I'm not really going to do that. It's going to be for like more like a emergency situation. So 2000 watts. I could even run 2 if I had to. I have a square wave for certain things because they're all linked into the same bus bar here, which I'll talk about later on. I've got some work to do on this. I'm going to come back to this, but they're both linked into this bus bar, so these are them. Obviously these come to there. So what I decided to do is put it that way, but the outlets are on this side so you can't see them. I'm going to mount the switch. I'm going to mount it probably here or there, just because I can't see around there. I've got to stick my head around there. It's easy just to see that light and switch it on, so I'll probably mount this somewhere like this. That's what I'll probably do. So what I decided to do is put it here. These are the cables what came with it. Obviously you can see the negative going to the negative bus bar, positive running around through an isolating switch, which you really want, and then obviously to the bus bar. Yeah, I've stuck a 200 amp fuse there. Let me just focus again. Stuck a 200 amp fuse there. These wires don't even get hot. I'm going to do another test to show you, but I've ran just short of 200 amps through this, and the only cable that got warm was this one cable here. Now these, all these cables here are the same company, same style cable, but this one got a bit warm. It was about 50 centigrade. There's a 150 amp fuse there, and that was running at 200 amps. But really it was only to test it to see if it'll do that, and it done it fine, didn't struggle. Fans came on. But if you noticed, I've mounted it here. I've got the earth's connected, but I've actually set it off the wall, so there's space underneath for my hand, space at the top, and about 3-inch gap at the back. And I've used little I've got some aluminium tubing, just some aluminium tubing, cut it, and then just long screws, so it's fitted there solid. And then I'm not using the outlets to plug in like items. Mine's running round to this, which feeds back to my consumer unit and a transfer switch, and I'm going to look at that later on. So there'll be one cable. In fact, there's the cable there, if you can see that. Yeah, that just plonks onto there. Other side goes to, normally I've got a short version as well there, look. So that's a short version, because that one went from there to there. But now I've moved it over to there, I need a different one, obviously. So it's all in. What I'm going to do next is, so it's got a fuse and got a switch on, so it's all safe. I'm going to switch it over, switch my transfer switch over, because in my mains in the front of the house, because that cable there runs all the way down to there. I'm going to switch it from that to off to solar, then switch this on, and then I'll back feed through the fuses, and we'll run the full house. I've got a fish tank which pumps heaters, like a big fridge and everything else, all the lights and everything. We'll just see how that works. I'm going to run that for about 6 hours to see what drain I get on these. I've got 560 amp hours to play with. They're independent, them ones. They're 220 amp hours, but that's another story. We'll talk about that later on. So I'll be back when I go and do that. Right guys, so I just thought I'd do this first to show you before I go and put the change of power over. So we've got the other end of the cable plugged in. It's turned off at the minute, but the switch, I just got the switch hanging here to turn it on. Yeah, that's not on, it's just the power in the capacitors. So I just thought I'd show you this. That's how I'm going to power the house. Yeah, so power's coming this way into the house. These are great because you can lock them and it's nice and safe. It's waterproof as well, it's got a dust cover and a waterproof thing. So that just fits onto there, like that. Push it up, there's a little clip there, locks into place, and that's it really. So I'm going to go, in fact I'll show you, so I'll be back in a second. I'll show you the transfer switch, then I'll come back here. Got one open, should be able to see that. That thing there is a transfer switch. It's running on mains now. Mains off, generator. There's what we've got on is everything on the house is on: alarm, fridge, boiler, fish tank, music, internet and stuff, phones, everything's on. Should see that light go out. And we can see, can you see? Oh, you can't see, there's a light over there. So I'll turn this off to off. You said some beeping upstairs, things going off. Then you go to generator. Still off. Power's off. All you do now is turn this on. Looks like it's focused. That's the power on from the batteries. Right, I had to go get my phone, that's all. So I want to show you the battery power first before I turn it on. So the house is off, like I say, in a grid down situation. Into my, see if I can focus on that for you. I think that's focused. I'm going to use the Victron app, which is connecting to the shunt. Just down there, wait and see that shunt. Yeah, hopefully that you can see that. I can't tell off my camera screen, but 100% that's the battery. We're not drawing anything. Yeah, it's nothing really. There's 5 amps going in off the solar because it's full. So what we're going to do now is turn this on. You should see that drop. So I'll use the switch just so hopefully you can see everything, that's all. On, just clicked. As you can see, we're drawn 11 amps, 9 amps, 120 watts. Everything should be back on. Light should, you can see we're drawn 10 amps. We're going to go inside, have a little look, and when I put the light on, it'll all come back on. So back in a minute. Okay guys, so I'm just going to show you the fridge working because this is my biggest thing. I don't want that to come through, but it's on now, nice and quiet. It was buzzing before, could hear the transformer on the top buzzing. So let's have a quick look. Everything's working. Lights. Yeah. Lights working. Now I won't, you can see there's the electricity meter. 0 because everything's turned off. There's my boiler, that's working. Everything's connected. The kettle, it's got some, it will work. Turn it off. So the inverter will run. Microwave on. Now I'll never use the big heavy appliances like that and that and the toaster. They're 3 things I won't use. I can get away with a washer if I need to use that. Cooker's gas. Boiler is gas but it needs electrics. I can actually turn it off here as well. There's my fish tank. I'm aware this is one of my main things I wanted to have working. And as you can see, everything's working good. There's a pump in the bottom of there. Show you a big canister pump. There's another one on that side, and you've got 2 wave makers and 2 heaters. They're both redundant. If one heater fails, the other heater will take up the slack. And when it's all on, maybe 300 watts, something like that. I use these. I'm going to do another video where I run the fish tank and see how long I get off that. Yeah. Everything else is working. You can see as the dog's asleep. Internet. There's Alexa there. And such. So everything's working. I'll put the lights on. Oh, it's a fan. Oh, it's back to fan on. There you go. There's the lights. There's the fan. That's all working. My alarm system. Internet's on. Takes about a minute and a half to boot up again. There's my alarm. That's all working. My Hoover's on charge, everything's working, all the lights. There you go, it's on there. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a slight hum. Cables are all freezing cold. Let me check. No, I can't, my phone's in the house. But we'll check later on what's pulling, but I need to be close to the Bluetooth. It won't work in the kitchen. The Bluetooth's only short distance. I have the same problems with my other Bluetooth things. You have to be pretty close for them to work. But that's working. Light should work now. There you go. They're fluorescent, which is no one's using them anymore, but I've got some LEDs waiting to waiting for them to go, and then I'll replace them. So yeah, that's working. I don't see what else I can say. It's nice and quiet. Now if I put my other inverter on, me 1500 watt, the fans come on straight away. These is what I use, just now these are pure sine wave ones, so I could use this for, say, little items like TVs. You can have 4 of these and some of them things. Yeah, so instead of making your inverter do all the work, you could run like my fish tank off that, the fridge off another one. There's another one down there. Charge all your phones and things. So that's what I would do, and use the inverter, so it's only pulling 1000 watts. But it's absolutely working great. Hey doggies. So there's nothing else really I can say. The TV works. I've got the TV on. This was buzzing before. Let me just... You can see it's all working. Now there was a... On my square wave one, you can hear like a buzzing, and it's like, it's not right. If it's not, the electronics don't like it. So this is far better. Takes a few seconds to boot up. So
a story of real-life crime and the first of this week's 5 drama premieres. Stolen Baby, the murder of...
Off. Daytime TV. So my main thing is how long can I run. I'll take the thermal camera out and have a look. So I'll use this thermal camera, I'll take my phone, we'll go and have another look. Okay, we're pulling, so look, just get the data. We're only pulling 5 amps. That's 3 days, 4 hours. Look, 3 days, 7 hours. That's like, it's nothing. And I could even go better than that, because I've got some timers coming, and mechanical timers for the fridge, so the fridge freezer can go on for 1 hour, off for 3 hours, on for 1 hour, off for 3 hours. I'll see how that goes. You potentially get that 3 days into 4 days, and do the same for the fish tank pump, because I could take one pump off, have the other pump on, so they alternate. Now when I put the kettle and the microwave on, this would the lower cable was getting a bit warm, but they're cold now. I can't even feel them. They're not even working. That's doing nothing, so it's going to last longer. It's went up at 10 amps there, back down to 9, so it's up and down depending on, we pulled 1.9 amp hours, still on 100% state of charge. So this thing's great, I love it. Again, I'll put some tape over these, some bits of tape over there, but I'm going to 3D print some plastic covers so I can put them all over, and then this is not going to be left open before people start having a scream. Let me just focus. That's not going to be left open. I've got a box I'm going to print out. That's for a timer, which I'm working on. and there's a box going to fit over there and screwed, so don't worry about that. This I'm going to do a full video of all the setup. Anyway, let's put the thermal camera on. Hold that down. It's hard to do it through the screen whether you can see, but okay. I don't know whether you can actually see that. I'll change to a better palette. There you go. That's a little bit better palette. So that's the inverter. There's the temperatures, if that's coming through. What's that say? 21, 23 the highest, which is like the cable, which is, this is the highest spot here. But when you think of it, it's, my hand's hotter. The cable here, that's just to show you how hot it is. You can see where I've touched it there just a little bit. I don't know. It might come through on camera, I don't know. But yeah. So there's nothing more I can actually say about this apart from it's fantastic. I'm really pleased with it. I've still got a bit more work to do. That's been basic setup. What I've used. Just to give a rough idea, there's a few more things on there, but for this I'd recommend it, highly recommend it. I've never pushed it. I could go and put the kettle on and you'll see that going up. In fact, I'll just go and run through and put the kettle on. Just check again, get you focused. 131 amps. Yeah, we're still at 100%. But see how it's dropped down to 11 hours, 10 hours, it's trying to calculate it, 9 hours, 34 minutes, 8 hours. So this number is going to drop crazily, 132 amps, but then it'll go off and then it'll jump back up again. We're pulling the watts out now. We've pulled 3.9, 4 amp hours out the battery. So using the kettle, if I use the microwave, the fans haven't come on at all. 130 amps. Put the microwave on as well and it went to 202 amps I think. But still it'll do that for 5 hours. So it's going down, 4, 3, 130 amps. Now what's good about it is when that clicks off, the solar panels, it'll pump back in about 5-6 amps. It's not very sunny outside. But them batteries are just amazing. I want to do another video of them batteries. I can hear it's nearly boiling. We pulled 6 amp hours, 129.9 amps. Watch the 4 hours when it trips off. Still boiling. The fan hasn't come on yet. And watch the 130.13 amps. Still hasn't clicked off yet. Not clicking off. I can hear it boiling. Stupid kettle. There you go, it's just clicked off now. It's dropped down to 6 amps and that should calculate that again. It might take a while. I don't know how long it takes to do that, but we 6 amps, 8 amp hours, 99%. It's going up slowly. I think it must have to take a while for it to calculate it, but it's definitely going up. But I do that by how much in my solar. 21 volts. There's only 3 amps going back in. But still, so we're up to 8 hours. I don't know what 9 hours. So I don't know what the BMS is going to do and how long it takes, but it'll come back up. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, right, so that's quite warm. So I'll show you the camera. 11 hours now. I don't know if you can see cable there. What's that? 30. Let me just check. 46 degrees on there. 46 degrees. Trying to do that, didn't come on. Cold, cold, a little bit warm, cold here, so it's a little bit warm here where the joint is, and where the joints are, same, a little bit warm, yeah, but not dangerous, just warm. So we've got 150 amp fuses down there. Let's have a look, see where we are. So we're back up to 18 hours. It's slowly going up. I thought it would have went up quicker. This is cold. Nothing on there. 20 hours. Yeah, so it calculates down quicker and it must take longer to go up. 98% in the battery. We've pulled out 8.5 amp hours just to boil the kettle. A RENOGY inverter. It's a pure sine wave. Seems to do the job. Hopefully it lasts. I'm not going to be using it every day. I've used it yesterday, the day before, for about 9 hours. Not a problem. The only trouble is it struggles with having a kettle on and a microwave and 3 computers. But you'd need, like, in our house we'd need bloody, well, the kids are using that, but just between both computers, and my computer uses 1500 watts, theirs are about 500 a piece, and that's without the microwave, which is about 700, 800, 900 or something, and then the kettle is 1500. It all adds up, so you'd need more than that anyway. So I'm just going to use it as that and say no kettle, no microwave, no toaster. Use the grill for toast, and boil the kettle. Yeah, so this is more for me as a backup emergency, and then I've got a second one which I would use for everything else. In fact, I might even look into, because they're both wired in, I might use this, not on the same line obviously, but this for power tools, plugging them in directly if I wanted to use like a saw or something. I use that, and I can use this one off the wet batteries. Right guys, like I say, give us a thumbs up if you haven't. Try to build the channel. Any questions, leave below and I'll try to answer them, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.